Hello everyone, I've had another unbelievable find on Facebook Marketplace, and in this video I'm going to show it to you. Now, as you know, I have had previously some really good finds on Facebook Marketplace. The one that immediately springs to mind is that Hoover Galaxy that my friend Richard found, and I went and picked up for free, which is unbelievable, a free Galaxy. So this one is almost as good as that. It wasn't free, but it was a really good price. So massive thank you to my friend Ryan for tagging me in our funny Facebook group and actually locating the machine. So this cleaner was in Rumney in Wales. I think I'm saying that right. And it was a 2-hour round trip to go and pick it up. It's not that far, but there was like loads of road closures and roadworks and all that nonsense. It was a right pain of the rear, but it was definitely worth doing it. Now, I haven't got one of these machines currently, and I've been looking for one for ages. And funnily enough, a while ago, one did actually appear on eBay. So I got quite excited. I thought, oh yes, that's brilliant. Yeah, I definitely want that. And I added it to my watch list. So the auction was going on. No one had bid on it. I can't remember what the start price of it was. I don't think it was a huge amount of money. It might have been about £50, something like that. Maybe it wasn't even that much. So I was thinking, okay, right, I know what I want to pay for this. Probably go up to about 120, maybe £150 if I can. That was the plan. Didn't really want to go any more than that. But of course, as what always happens with these vintage machines, especially the really rare ones, was that the auction just ended like that. It's gone. One day it was there, next day it said item there was auction ended or item no longer available, something like that. And of course, what happened is someone with really deep pockets has gone to the seller and said, right, I'll give you 200 quid for this, end the auction now and send it to me. And it's like, okay, well, that's fine, but nobody else gets the chance then to actually bid on it and potentially win it. And it kind of annoys me. But I can see both sides. Some people get really, really wound up about this. But the seller owns the item. It's their item. They can choose what they want to do with it. It's nobody else's business what that seller does with their machine. Now, they don't know how much it's worth. This is going to be somebody who just randomly finds one of these cleaners in the attic and thinks, oh, I'll just chuck that on eBay, see what happens. And then suddenly you've got people offering you 200 quid for it. It's like, yeah, all right, yeah, give me the money. If that was me, we're like, give me the money now and I'll send it to you. Perfect. But of course, the flip side is that, other people lose out, which is a real shame. However, I have learnt in life that if you wait and if you're patient, sometimes, only sometimes, you do get the opportunity and you do find these machines which you think are incredibly rare now, and they turn up and they just turn up randomly, like this one on Facebook Marketplace. So enough waffling, I need to show it to you, and it's right here, and I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. It's amazing. Here we go. It's this Hoover Turbomaster hard bag. So this is part of the original Turbomaster series. So you had soft bag, hard bag, and electronic, which I believe were all launched in 1987, I think. Now it's so funny that we should be looking at one of these now, because obviously, as you know, regular viewers of the channel, is that we've just been looking at that soft bag Turbomaster. That evil thing which destroyed my soul because I spent so long trying to fix that. But actually, it's worked out rather well because it means we have a spares machine that we can use to restore this one. It's fantastic. So the universe is balancing itself up, I guess. Now, this particular cleaner is a U5078 from November of 1988. That's quite a similar age to the soft bag. I think that was Was that March? I think that was March of '88. So yeah, we've got spares, which is great because I realised that this lamp lens is broken. It moves back and forth, and this has been smacked into tables and chairs and God knows what else. And there's a sticker here over the over the little partitions for the numbers, which is all manky and scratched up and it's coming off. So definitely need this new lamp lens. And in fact, I think what I'll do is I'll just change the whole hood. I'll swap the hood over from the soft bag to this machine. We're basically halfway there. And in some ways, it may be worth just changing the entire chassis, everything in the chassis, apart from we need to do some work on the pulleys, because if you recall the soft bag machine, the push mechanism wasn't working particularly well on that one. It wasn't working particularly well. It wasn't working at all because it was an evil little cut swear. But yeah, it was evil. So finding this unbelievably rare vacuum cleaner on Facebook Marketplace, it's just a real shock. And do you know how much I paid for this? £10. £10. I've never driven so fast in my entire life. I was shot over there. I was banging on the door. Let me in, I want my Hoover. And it was opened by this lovely, I just call her old, elderly lady called Chrissy. And I always ask people, what's the provenance of the machine that I'm buying? And she gave me a funny look. It's like, what do you want to know that for? I was like, just a personal thing. And she said, okay, well, yeah, it belonged to my aunt, who lived to the ripe old age of 97. And then when she died, Chrissy inherited the machine and she used it for a number of years. I mean, really a long time, up until recently, because she said, oh, I've gone and bought a Dyson. I needed a new Hoover. Because she said the brushes weren't going around on this. She said, I think it needs a new belt. I'm like, I'm not entirely sure about that, but it probably does need a new belt, but I think that's the least of its worries. So Chrissy's bought a Dyson, and she just thought, oh, I'll just stick this on Facebook Marketplace to see if anybody wants it for a tenner. It's unbelievable. So it's nice to know the history of this cleaner. I always ask, and people look at me really weird. It's like, why do you want to know that, you freak? But there we go. So let's talk about the issues that this machine's got. Now, there's one very, very obvious issue on it, and the fact that it is quite badly discoloured, as they always do. We've seen this numerous times with these cleaners, especially light colours. They always go off, and this machine has gone a very greeny blue now. So that needs to be sorted out. But of course, we have our new technique for retrobrighting. And funnily enough, I was in Dunelm Mill last weekend. I was just in there to use the toilets, actually. And I was just as I walked out, I passed all their sort of plastic containers. And they do one which is like under bed storage. So it's very long and very low. And I was looking at it going, oh, that's ideal, because I can put the panels, these longer panels, will fit in there, which is ideal, because they'll go in and then they'll soak for a few days, and hopefully we can restore the original colour to it. I'm not entirely sure about the back of it though. If I just swing it round so you can see the back. So it's not. I say it's not too bad. It is quite bad. I don't know if you can see it in the light. It's not the colour it should be, but it's not as noticeable as the lighter plastics. So this will probably need to be done. It's a bit tricky because this is a really big piece of plastic, so it might have to be done 2 separate sessions. I'm not sure. I sort of need to work it out. You'll also notice down here that the lower cord hook is missing. It's very common. I've shown you numerous machines in the past where the lower cord hook has broken off. In fact, this one is really, really broken off. I think the plastic is broken as well, and there's no spring clip. So that's going to be a bit tricky to put right. I think upstairs in the workshop I've got a turbo power lower cord hook, which won't be the right colour, but I might be able to get it to fit in there somehow. I'll need to have a really good look at this. We just need to take it apart. I mean, it's going to be stripped down anyway, so it needs to be taken apart. Need to look in here, see what's left of the plastic in this point, and just compare the turbo power lower cord hook with it. Might be able to do something with it. Ultimately, if it's got a hook on there, then great. If not, well, the flex is just going to have to hang on the back. I've got little to no chance of it ever finding a proper colour-coded lower cord hook for one of these, but there we go. So what else do we need to look at? One thing, oh yes, that's right, yes. Now, as you know from the video on the soft bag, these push-push mechanisms are an absolute nightmare. They were a nightmare when the machine was new, and they have become an even worse nightmare as the machines age, because they just stop working. It's a really silly method of doing it. It's very crude. I think that's probably the best word to use. How it guides the belt back and forth over the idler and the drive pulleys, they never worked particularly well. And considering now this machine is almost 33 years old, I don't think we can expect it to work at all, frankly. So what's happened with this one is it's basically jammed. It's jammed itself, so it will not come out of hard floor mode. Now, obviously, when I picked this machine up, my eye went straight to it. I thought, oh, perhaps it doesn't need a belt. This is in hard floor mode, so obviously the brush roll's not going to be turning. But after a little more investigation, I found that this is very, very stuck. Now we can just remove the mechanism from the soft bag machine and plonk it in, see if it works. I have a feeling that on the soft bag machine there's something wrong with the idler and the drive pulley. It kind of looks like there's a spacer missing and there's too much gap between the pulleys, and that's why the belt is not shifting back and forth smoothly. It's a theory, and it's something we can find. It's something we can easily test. I did then, however, realise that there's a problem with this machine's brush roll. If I tilt it back, the brush roll is actually jammed. It will not rotate past that point. It will go backwards to a point there, no further. And then if I roll it forward again, it just jams at that point. So there's obviously something very wrong here. I thought maybe it was the tooth belt that had got jammed on the brush roll, but you wouldn't get that distinct thunking noise if it was to do with the belt. So there's something obviously very, very wrong there, but we will take it apart and we will have a look. One other thing to mention is that it's got a sticker on the front here, and there's something very strange about this sticker. So it's so funny. I didn't realise this when I picked the machine up and looked at it. I was like, oh yeah, brilliant! Found one of these. I took a picture of it and then posted it on my funny Facebook group. And one of the guys on there said, "Oh, what's going on with that sticker? That's not right for it." I was like, "Is it really?" So then I actually read it. So it says, "Perfect carpet care, yes. Hard floor cleaning too. Well, it would if it worked. Wide swept path, shown here. Cleaning tools attached. Cleaning tools attached. No, there are no cleaning tools attached to this machine." And it leads me to think that this label is actually from a TurboMaster Total System U5094, which is the purple machine. Basically this cleaner, but with the tools on the side. And I'm like, that's really odd. Why is this label on a 5078? It just doesn't make any sense. And then I look closer and you can see here that you've got the rounded edges of this label down the bottom, but it's squared edges at the top. And if you look really closely, you won't be able to see it on the camera. There's a little bit of like text there, or like at the bottom of a circle. And I think what someone's done is they've cut this label. They've cut it and they've slapped it on this cleaner. Genuinely don't know why. It's really, really strange why this is on there. So I am going to take it off, like so. It is really yellow. I think I have a theory with this particular cleaner that it's been in a house with smokers, because this isn't just plastic fading, it's kind of nicotine stained as well. And I think with a bit of cream cleaner might be able to make this look a lot better than it currently does. However, it will definitely need to be retrobrighted and go through the process. And you can actually see the writing still here, still on the bag door, where the white text is on this label. The plastic has not faded underneath, so it's kind of been protected by it, and you can clearly see it. You won't be able to see it. Well, you might be able to see it on the camera. I don't know. You can definitely see that there's a lighter square there. You probably won't be able to read the text, but yeah, it's kind of like bleached into the plastic, which is it's just quite funny. So yeah, we definitely need to do something with that. And I think that was everything. It's not physically, it's surprisingly good for its age and what it is. There is a slight lean here on the back body, but having said that, I don't blame it too much because all the flex is wrapped around the top here, so that's pulling it backwards. I suspect that the brackets at the bottom where the back body connects to the chassis, that they need to be tightened because they do work loose over time. So the only thing left to do now is to plug it in and see if it runs. I haven't done this yet, so it will be interesting to see, because I wanted to wait until the video to turn the machine on. So let's pop the plug in, and it'd be interesting to see if we get any light from it. Will we illuminate? I doubt it very much, but we will see. So I'm going to flick the switch now. Hopefully it won't be too painful. Well, to be honest with you, that is, yeah, remarkably good for one of these. That really does sound good. I am genuinely surprised. There's a slight rattle there. It could be quite a lot to do with this loose lamp lens. I am fascinated to know what's going on with the belt and the pulley and everything down here. That's going to be interesting to see. But no, on the whole, that motor sounds really good. I just hope, I pray to God, that this machine does not decide to eat its fans like that flipping softbag did. Because I can't afford to go through fans like there's no, like there's like there's an endless supply of turbo power fans left, which there isn't. Let's have a quick look inside. So actually, once we've got this panel off, oh, there we go. Look, you can see. If you can see, that's what the colour should be of this cleaner. It's really nice light blue, but I'll flip that around. Yeah, it's definitely not a light blue. If I hold it up, I don't know if you'll be able to see the remains of the writing. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, on the bag door. Let's put that down there. God, that is really yellow. It's very much like nicotine staining. It's weird. I don't know if it is, but it kind of it's like it is. So we got here non-genuine bag, no bag slide. Someone has someone stapled at the bottom of the bag. Standard fare. But yeah, nothing odd in there. That all looks pretty good. Oh, let's have a look at the bellows. Look at the bellows. Is that all right? Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's funny, Turbo Master never went through bellows like Turbo Power did. There's something about the Power's bellows that they would fracture and break a lot more commonly than Turbo Masters did. I think really the only time you'd ever see a bellows gone on a Master is if somebody picked up something sharp and it managed to make its way through the fan. These always stick. These release buttons, they always stick. You've got to get your finger in there and get it out. But yeah, I mean, on the whole, for £10, £10, can't moan at that, can you? Amazing. So there will be a series of restoration videos on this cleaner. We've got a lot to do on it. The easiest thing is to swap the hood over. I mean, that's a really good start. Now I know you guys will say, well, hang on a minute, how can you swap the hood over, because they're different models. I have had success in the past of peeling off the original ratings stickers from the hoods. You just apply a small amount of heat. You've got to be really careful, because they can just go and melt. But if you can peel them off really gently, you can swap the ratings labels over between the hoods. So I'll do that on the soft bags hood, and then we can pop that on here, and it will look completely normal as well. You would never know unless you shot a video of yourself doing it. But yeah, it's all entirely possible. And obviously I need to go and get a clear plastic bucket to do the retrobrighting in. Yeah, so there's quite a lot to do on this one. Hopefully I will be able to keep you entertained, and hopefully, fingers crossed, at the end of it we will have a very nicely restored U5078. Now this makes me particularly happy because it means I've only got 2 Turbo Masters left to find. The 1988-89 exclusive with the built-in tools, which was the grey machine. It was exactly the same as the purple 5094, but it was grey, and if memory serves, it had the exclusive logo on the bag door here. I have seen them in the past, I've had them in the past, never kept them. Idiot, I wish I had. And of course, there is the Hoover Turbomaster commercial, which is like rocking horse poop. You would have more chance of finding rocking horse poop than a Turbomaster commercial. But if you wait long enough, things do appear. So I retain hope of one day having all 8 Hoover Turbomaster models, but we shall see. I think that's enough waffling for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this cleaner. I know I have enjoyed it. Don't forget to do the usual, commenting, subscribing and liking, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye.